I have lots of friends who know I do HEMA, and they might be talking to someone who they think is going to be interested, and if they try to explain it, they know that what that person has in their head is probably not what it looks like. My name is Zach Brown, so I was the founder of SuperiorHEMA, the HEMA or Historical Fencing Club in Thunder Bay. HEMA stands for Historical European Martial Arts. Sometimes it's called historical fencing, and essentially encompasses all martial arts from Europe in a historical time period. Lots of stuff fall under that, from wrestling to horseback, and lots of things in between.
You try to describe it and you're like, oh, it's kind of like this, it's kind of like that. Like, it's kind of like fencing, it's kind of like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's kind of like Kendo, right?
I would describe it as recreating historical fencing techniques, how people actually used to fight hundreds of years ago, and applying that to a sporting context.
It's just learning to fight with a sword in more of the medieval way.
There's sort of the sport side and the martial arts side, and then HEMA is a little bit unique in that it also has the historical side. So sometimes you find people thinking about the historical context more than the other two. Sometimes people more about the martial arts side, and some people are just, they want to be the best at using a sword. Everywhere you go, HEMA is different. It's such a huge umbrella term. And so there is no standardized rule set, there's no standardized tournament. Everywhere you go, it's going to be slightly different HEMA with different standards in what they practice, the weapons they use, their rule sets. So rule sets for events can be very different. And so we're starting to see more and more some of the rule sets really rising to the top as the favorite for different locations, and different leagues forming under those rule sets. So there's already some leagues. One in Canada is called Historica Defensa, which is very much closer to the sport and Olympic fencing side for HEMA, but it's a standardized rule set that multiple clubs can sort of be underneath it. Me and my friends were sort of avid filmmakers in our youth, and so we wanted to make some fight choreography with swords. So I was watching different YouTube videos on fight choreography, and eventually HEMA comes up if you're looking for that. And so I came across different YouTube channels that were big, sort of showing what HEMA is, and just started practicing on my own. And it's a very slow process when you're starting on your own, so we're using quite unsafe gear, sometimes just hockey helmets and hockey gloves, and sort of whatever swords that we can get access to. And slowly we get gear, and we're able to fence faster and harder and safer over time. People have to see it to somewhat realize what it is. It's full contact steel sparring, and it's simulating unarmored combat. That's one of the other big parts. It's not simulating armored combat, it's unarmored. So our gear is light. It's made to be very fast and mobile. And so once people see a video of it, they generally start getting a vision in their head of oh, this is kind of what it is.
Part of HEMA is also, restoration, right? We are very jealous of Kendo because they never stop doing it, right? There are masters going all the way back, continual learning, but for HEMA, a big part of it is reconstruction, right? For stuff that is kind of lost. Like, for example, a lot of Viking martial arts has been lost because they didn't write it down. And I think that's the interesting thing about HEMA specifically, is you get that thing of like historical rediscovery. Like, you never know, tomorrow someone will uncover a new book and suddenly there's this huge burst of information.
When I was going to go to Victoria, I said to myself, okay, if I get a medal, I'll come back and start my own club, but if I don't, I'm gonna move there because I have a grandmother who lives there, and practice at the club there for like 6 months, maybe go to school there or something. And I ended up getting a medal, so I was like, I no longer had that imposter syndrome, and so I did start the club about 3 or 4 months later, we got it running just on our property and at a community center. That was the catalyst that got it started.